This video is designed to talk you through the River Derwent case study. It is designed also to supplement your ebook notes on the case study and the Quizlet set, which is helping you to understand how this case study is examined. First of all, we have the location of this case study. So you can see here that the River Derwent flows through this area here. You'll recognise the North York Moors as one of the terms that's used. This is kind of the source region of the River Derwent. You'll recognise this word as well, Malton, which is the area that is urbanised, which is also one of the causes. As I've said, the case study is on the causes of flooding. Two categories. We have the physical causes and we also have the human causes. The physical causes of flooding in the River Derwent relate to, first of all, heavy rainfall. The heavy rainfall is at such an intensity that it cannot infiltrate into the ground. That means that it makes its way overland as surface runoff to the river, which causes a flash flood and causes a number of problems in this case study. The second factor is spring snowmelt. So in the North York Moors source region, there had been snowfall in the previous weeks, which was acting as a store for water on the surface. As the temperature rose during the springtime and combination of the rain falling on top of the snow, it caused a heavy melt of the snow, and that added a high volume of additional water into the river system, which contributed to the cause of flooding. Final cause relates to previous conditions, and this picture from the area illustrates it really nicely. You can see here that the natural surfaces in the area already had high volumes of storage. So for example, soil moisture is one of the stores that we've discussed earlier. Basically the soil moisture store was full. As the heavy precipitation and spring snowmelt contributed water onto this area, it basically could not infiltrate any further, so it ran off as surface runoff. Obviously it won't infiltrate on the road surface, and you can see high volumes of surface runoff in this area, so contributing towards the flash flood. Human causes, first one is urbanization. This is an aerial photograph of that area Malton that we talked about already. Basically there has been a massive growth in the number of homes which have been built on the floodplain in this area in Malton. These homes and urbanisation increase the number of impermeable surfaces, and that leads to, again, lower rates of infiltration, higher rates of surface runoff, and contributes towards the causes of flooding. Final human cause, relates to peat removal. Some of you may be aware of the removal of peat. This is examples of peat. It's a natural occurring substance normally found in the upland regions throughout the UK. Basically the peat is dug out either by hand using spades or by machines. It's laid out in the sun to dry. When it's dried, then it can be sold as a fuel, which is burnt in fires. Some of you may burn this in your own homes. Basically, due to the removal of peat in the source region, that contributed to a lower storage capacity in the soil moisture area. So, for example, you can see this peat has already been removed. As I've said, it has a high moisture content and needs to be dried before it can be sold as a fuel. When farmers or landowners remove this from the source region, it reduces the amount of water that can be stored in the source region in the soil. That then leads to higher rates of surface runoff and again contributes towards flash flooding.